Hi, Tony Bradshaw with AddSomeToYourIncome.com here to give you some motivational thoughts, quotes, and stories for you to just do it. Let's dive in. As you are on the journey to create things of value for the world and things that you know others will be willing to separate with their money, that they're also going to appreciate that you're doing, there will be times when it gets tough and you need motivation. You are like the person who's planning to get to the grocery store and your battery is dead. Your car battery is dead. You have to get a jump from a neighbor. You find yourself going to the auto parts store before the grocery store to get a new battery. You've got that new battery in the car and it's working, and you find out that the interstate you're getting on is wall to wall. The day before, there was a huge accident in my area. Huge. 9-car pileup with a huge truck who shoved the median over into opposing traffic. Both sides of the interstate were shut down, and it wasn't just a quick cleanup like an hour. The traffic accident happened at 7:30 in the morning, and they were still working on that cleanup and resetting the meridian at 6 p.m. the same day. Excuse me. Got a little frog in my throat. And here comes my timer to tell me that it's time to wrap things up and head home. I will finish this because it's all about getting done what needs to be done. So you're that person. You're heading just to the grocery store and it's already an hour later, and now you're looking at stopped traffic. You're in the wrong parking lot. You're on the parking lot that should be the freeway. You spend, let's say, another hour just to get an exit, one exit to the next exit, and get off of that interstate. You're now stuck with all that time that's been passed, and you have a tough choice. Do you get to the grocery store to get yourself food? Or is it another fast food night? Or is it what? Like, what is going to happen for you? You have to make these choices in life. You become pressed for time. I'm pressed for time right now. That alarm to wrap things up and go home, right? I'm not going to do that without first finishing this. Here's a quote that I've come across recently, and it says about time and this ticking of time. See, it's so easy to exist instead of live. Unless you know there is a clock ticking. You know there is a clock ticking. This quote comes from Anna Quidlin. So Anna is saying what I'm saying. Do it. Go thrive. Live life. Wake up to the realization of that clicking clock and how you're spending that time. One of the apps I used was a time management app, and I could plan for the next day's activities and then also report what I'd done the day before. It was credible for about a week, and then I stopped using it. But it did help me to see some pockets of time that I'm spending. I also have some app on my computer and on one of my devices that's automatically telling me how much screen time I had compared to the week before. That's making some really interesting moments for me. How much time am I spending just on that screen? I find myself at times just closing out certain tabs and certain places. I definitely have cleaned up my inbox to unsubscribe from most things that were coming to me that I'm just not interested in. I don't want to spend the time hitting delete when I can unsubscribe. Do it. Do it. No one who moves forward in life is going to have it completely smooth. But when you fall, you get back up, you're stronger. You're ready and able to move on and keep creating. Creating things that others will enjoy. Creating things that others want. You cannot improvise unless you know exactly what you're doing, said Christopher Vulcan. The last quote I was saying about getting up and being stronger, we get up stronger than the one who has never fallen, is by Roy T. Bennett. We fall, we get up. Thank you, Roy T. Bennett. We learn how to improvise because we know exactly what we're doing. Thank you, Christopher Walken. We know when those mistakes come in and how to make them like it was intentional. We need to just get in and do it. I told you I'd give you some quotes, so here's another one for you. It's a little long, so prepare yourself. Here we go. When people say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, it's not true. Because you can reinvent yourself at any age and learn new things whenever you want to. This is from Jonathan Van Ness. You just need to do it. Mae West said, you may only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. Reminds me of a quote I learned at a workshop. The person there was, we're just going over, how to live your life and how do you see yourself versus the self that you're presenting to others. Are they the same? Are you being genuine, basically? And this person said, we all have two lives. And the second one starts when we realize we only have one. That touched me. We all have two lives. And the second one starts when we realize we only have one. You've got to jump in and live instead of just floating along. And floating along might actually be the way that you live. What you're already doing may just become so rich and powerful and magnanimous and wonderful. And I'm pretty sure magnanimous is a very, very $10 word today. Magnanimous, wonderful, is just floating along. Instead of struggling against the flow or trying to go upstream or trying to cross the stream and all of these other things that maybe just going with the flow is your new strength, skill, ability to allow the flow to happen and create what it is that you are able to create. And then you'll see, as you're going through that, you'll have triumphs. Whitney Houston said, do not judge yourself by your flaws, but for your triumphs. Don't let your life be like Tetris. Tetris, where all your mistakes pile up and your successes just disappear. No, make sure you see yourself by the successes that you are having. Make sure you find yourself cheering yourself on and being able to move forward with what you are doing. Look, you have a choice, according to Jill McCorkle. McCorkle, great name, by the way. There is a choice to make and a chance to take. Are you taking the chance? Are you jumping in and living life? Jumping in, making it so that you are being a success for you. A story about just do it is needed at this point. I want you to know that this video, with me having my timer telling me to go home, I knew my timer was going to go off. I'm deciding to just do another video. This is probably the lamest little story that I can put right here, but I promised I'd give a story, so let me tell you about where I'm at. I'm being pulled between doing things for school and online learning that I think I really need to get done, and grades are due next week, and we're coming up at the end of the year. By the time this post is basically the end of year, I am feeling very pressed on my time. Very pressed. This is the time that I've set aside to make videos. I already made 2 videos today, and I had a goal to make 3 videos. I know I'm being way too personal with you, and this little video would actually become anything. I don't know. I don't know how many people are actually going to view it and view all the way to the last 10-minute mark. But here's what I do know. My getting up here, standing here, and practicing this is discipline. I know that people who are disciplined and follow their plan have money flow to them. Not because of money just going to them. It's not just because I'm creating this video. It's because of who they are. People who are able, I was going to say humble enough, People who are able to be disciplined and like a low valley. I don't know that I am all the time. I know sometimes I'm not. My story I'm sharing, there could be a whole bunch of other better ones about people just doing it, just doing the exercise. I feel in this moment that this is an exercise for me in being able to stand up here, black shirt, white screen, talking about how to increase your income by doing it, living life, becoming who you're supposed to be. So you have a life. According to D.H. Lawrence, life is ours to be spent, not to be saved. How you invest in your life and in you, how you spend your life. Life is meant to be spent, not just saved up. Get out there, live your life, just do it. Take the chances, find yourself following your discipline plan and making it to where you want to be. I look forward to seeing you on the other side.